from the following.
New Health, for making a positive impact. More information on open positions and applications can be found at newhealth.org/careers. New Health, bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978.
KCHW thanks New Health for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
102.7 FM, KCHW. Chewelah.
You're listening to
Northern Light Public Radio
on 102.7
KCHW. Chewelah.
KCHW Headlines. I'm Chuck Ritchie. American taxpayers spend an average of 13 hours and $270 to prepare and file their tax returns. But now more than 1 million Washington taxpayers are eligible to file their federal taxes for free through a new pilot program for the IRS. If you make less than $125,000 a year as an individual or $200,000 as a couple, you're probably eligible. You can check by going to directfile.irs.gov. Attorney General Bob Ferguson says he'll use $500,000 approved by state lawmakers to fund genetic genealogy testing and DNA testing for all identified remains in the state. The new resources will help address the crisis of missing and murdered Indigenous women and people. Right now, 163 unidentified remains await further testing. Washington has approved more funds for tenant attorneys. The money will help hire more lawyers to handle eviction cases across the state, especially in the areas with the highest eviction numbers. And don't forget, today is the deadline to vote in Washington's presidential primary. For KCHW 102.7, I'm Chuck Ritchie. Here we go. Good morning. It's a KCHW morning show. This is me, Chuck Ritchie. I'm here with Sharon Ludwig on a Wednesday. It's Wednesday, March 13th. Do you believe it's already the middle of March? How crazy is this?
It is crazy. It should still be January 1st, except I like the warmer weather.
Right.
Yeah.
And we do have some warm weather coming up. That was a nice little segue there. Thank you, Sharon. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the weather real quick before we get things started. We're going to have a high of 51 degrees today, mix of clouds, maybe some sun peeking through. 30 degrees overnight for our low. Mostly sunny skies tomorrow, 54 and 32 for those temperatures. 7% chance of rain, so probably pretty dry. Partly cloudy skies on Friday, 59 and 35. And then here's where it gets interesting. Saturday, 65 degrees for the high, 38 degrees for the low. We're going to have some cloudy skies, but maybe some sun peeking out here and there throughout the day. Sunday, 67 degrees for the high, sunny all day with 41 degrees overnight.
Wow.
Looking exactly the same on Monday. So we're going to have mid to high 60s all weekend, a mix of sunshine. Sunday is going to be all sun. Monday as well, 66 degrees on Tuesday, 42 degrees, mostly sunny skies. Got a little rain coming back next Wednesday with 58 degrees for the high and 35 for the low. So, yeah.
Yeah, nice weather.
I mean, I don't want to say spring is here because I'll jinx it and we'll just get our second winter.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll take it.
Third or fourth.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll take it for what it is. I know the golf course is opening up soon.
Oh, really?
If they haven't, I'm
Yeah.
not really soon. I think maybe sometime this week or
nice.
next week.
Nice.
I'll check in with them after we're done here and see exactly when that's opening up.
Yeah.
That would be good news to have for everybody.
Yep.
And I know some of the other golf courses around the area, as you head towards Spokane, are opening up this weekend.
Oh, nice. That must mean the ground is dried up enough.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I've talked to some folks that have tee times already set for
wow.
their weekend. They got their golf plans all going. Yeah. So let's go and take a look here too at the lunch and breakfast menus for our local schools. For breakfast today we have pancakes. It says pancakes. Oh, pancakes WG whole grain. That's probably whole grain pancakes with a sausage patty, fresh fruit, your choice of fruit juice, and your choice of milk with that breakfast. Opening up the lunch menu here. These are things I should have had open before the show, but we're getting there. So for lunch, there's teriyaki chicken, brown rice, green beans, fresh veggies, fruit, your fresh fruit, choice of milk, and Bear Grams. Is that like Teddy Graham? Can I say the brand name? I don't know if I can say the brand
but
name.
I think it probably is.
So those little teddy bear shaped graham crackers.
Yes.
Love those.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I want some teriyaki chicken and rice for lunch. That's better than my lunch. I have a jar of cashews.
Oh.
It's good stuff, though. So how are you doing? Do you have anything exciting happening in the last week?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh, my life is always exciting.
Right?
Yeah.
Always exciting in Chihuahua.
Yes.
It's been, we've had a lot of rain lately, but it's sort of a kind of going off and on between mix of rain and every once in a while we'll have some sun pop out and that hail yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I had a friend post a live video she did up at her place. She lives south of town. And it was just pouring rain, and then she slid over to a tree that had snow on it, and then she slid over to her driveway that had hail all over it.
Wow.
In just one little video. It was great.
Wow.
And she was commenting on it, as she was doing the video. So it was really fun.
What in the hail was going on yesterday?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, man. So let's go ahead and head on over to some of our daily fun stuff here and get over to bits and breaks. Do you want to go ahead and kick us off? Are you there?
No.
Okay. That's funny because neither am I.
Okay, come on. There
All right.
it
So
is.
let's go ahead and kick things off. So St. Patrick's Day question for you. If young leprechauns hide a pot of gold, do old leprechauns hide a pot of Gold Bond medicated powder?
Oh, that is too funny.
Hey, it's me, medicated powder. It's for me joints.
Yeah.
So, what is this next one here? So go ahead and let's talk a little bit about March Madness. March Madness is coming up. I know
Okay.
for college basketball fans, it's a big month. I haven't been following it so well. I guess Gonzaga yesterday lost a big one. I'm not really sure exactly what happened there, but they've been doing great in recent years, and this year they kind of seem to have been taking a relaxing year, I guess. We'll call it that.
Or building year, don't they call them those?
Yeah, a rebuilding year. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but I know I don't know if they got knocked out of anything yet. I'll just stop talking because I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay, so you want me to read this? H.V. Porter?
This is a really long story.
Oh, okay.
So let's go ahead and we'll go round robin, paragraph by paragraph. We'll do that.
Okay. H.V. Porter, an official with the Illinois High School Association and later a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame, was the first person to use March Madness to commemorate a basketball tournament. A gifted writer, Porter published an essay named March Madness in 1939.
Wow.
Did you have any idea it was that old?
I had no idea.
Yeah. And in 1942, used the phrase in a poem, Basketball Ides of March.
Oh.
Through the years, the use of March Madness picked up steam, especially in Illinois and other parts of the Midwest. During this period, the term was used almost exclusively in reference to state high school tournaments. In 1977, the IHSA, what does that stand for?
Not going to take a guess.
I have no idea. Illinois High School Association.
Oh, Illinois High School Sports Association? Yeah.
Yeah.
High School Association. There it is.
Yeah,
You're
probably.
right.
Published a book about its tournament titled March Madness.
There we go. Yeah, so fans began connecting the term to the NCAA tournament in the early 1980s. Evidence suggests that CBS sportscaster Brent Musburger, I know that name, who worked for many years in Chicago prior to joining CBS, popularized the term during the annual tournament broadcasts.
Only in the 1990s did either the IHSA or NCAA think about trademarking the term. And by that time, a small television production company named Intersport Inc. had beaten them both to the punch.
Oh, no.
IHSA eventually bought the trademark rights from Intersports and then sued GTE Vantage Inc., an NCAA licensee that used the name March Madness for a computer game based on the college tournament. In an historic ruling, Illinois High School Association versus GTE Vantage Inc. What does Inc. stand for? Incorporated?
Incorporated, yeah.
Okay. 1996. The United States Court of Appeals for the Seventh Circuit created the concept of a dual-use trademark, granting both the IHSA and the NCAA the right to trademark the term for their own purposes.
Wow. I've heard of the term dual-use trademark. I didn't realize that wasn't until 1996.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So the Final Four, some claim the phrase Final Four was first used to describe the final games of Indiana's annual high school basketball tournament, but the NCAA, which has a trademark on the term, says Final Four was originated by the Cleveland Plain Dealer sports writer Ed Shea in a 1975 article that appeared in the official Collegiate Basketball Guide. The article appeared in the Basketball Guide. The article stated that Marquette University was one of the Final Four in the 1974 tournament. The NCAA started capitalizing on the term in 1978 and turned it into a trademark several years later.
I didn't even realize you trademarked,
Right? It's like a slogan, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. That's
yeah.
I had no idea the March Madness was that old.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fairly recent development.
Me too. Since TV, and TV having all the sports on. That's when I thought it was,
Well, I actually didn't even realize I was an adult, and I was doing catering, and we started catering to in Anchorage, some of the March Madness teams that were staying at the hotel I worked at doing catering. And I was like, what is this March Madness? But I'm now letting everyone know of my ignorance out there. All the sports fans right now are cringing really, really hard at my ignorance. But now I'm very well aware. It's been probably a good 20 years. So the next one here, colors can improve your luck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
According to Chinese philosopher Lin Yun, adding more color to your environment can make you happier, healthier, and wealthier. Here are the ones to focus on. Okay, green. Place lots of green leafy plants along the right side of your living room to encourage a healthy family. Okay, my living room has kind of two entries. Mm-hmm. So the right side, if I enter one way, is south. If I enter the other way, it's north. So which is the right side?
I don't know. Do you need to for feng shui? Do you need to plant them in the right place?
I guess I don't know, but it says along the right side of your living room.
I have a problem with this one because I am not good at keeping plants alive.
Oh.
I've tried and tried.
Well, it doesn't say live or fresh. It just says green leafy plants. There are ones you can buy that are artificial.
Right, they get all dusty, and I do have one.
You put them in the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they don't get much light in there.
I know, but to clean them.
Oh, yeah.
When they're dusty.
Especially if they're fake, the light probably doesn't matter, does it?
Exactly.
We have one plant in our kitchen window that was a housewarming gift from the people we bought the house from.
Uh-huh.
And it is long and spindly and kind of sickly looking, but it is still alive.
Well, maybe you need to prune it.
Probably.
Yeah.
If you prune it down below the level, it's one of these, it kind of grows up, we have like hooks that it kind of grows up and attaches to the hooks. I have no idea what kind of plant it is. But I'm wondering because most, like the first 3 feet of it are all just like, just the stem. And then there's some leaves branching out at the end of it. I wonder if I cut that down, if it'll die.
I don't know, but if you cut some of it off, you can try by starting at the very end and cut some and then try rooting it in water.
Oh, there you go.
And then you replant that, and then you can trim some others.
So another way for me to torture plants.
Yes.
And kill them slowly.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thanks for the advice. That's actually a good idea. We should have somebody on doing gardening, planting advice soon before the winter starts.
Yeah.
I actually really like that idea. Let's get on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Next color, yellow. This color is supposed to be great for health and healing. Young says put a round golden candle in the center of the room for instant harmony.
I prefer a round golden cake in the middle of the room for instant harmony.
Yeah, and what if you don't have a table in the middle of the room? I guess it's on the floor? No, that's dangerous. The dogs would knock it over.
The dogs would set their tails on fire.
Yes. Now, blue, that's another good color. It says put a blue trinket in the left corner of your office, the one near the door when you walk in. This will give you a boost of brain power.
Ooh, we need that in here. All right, I'm getting a blue candle in here.
No, blue trinket, it says.
Oh, blue trinket.
Yeah.
My brain's still stuck on candle.
Yeah. And then red, put a red lamp in the far right corner of your bedroom to attract a partner or to invite fertility. Red lamp?
I was about to say we have a red lamp in the corner of the room in here in the far right corner, depending on which direction you're looking at. Actually, it's when you walk in, it's in the left corner, and it's not red right now because I took our cover off of it. It's just a normal light now.
Okay.
We don't need that in here anyway.
No.
No.
Purple, to attract abundance, put a tall purple vase or some purple flowers in the far left corner of your workspace.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And so I've got 4 things we didn't know yesterday. If you pet a cat 70 million times, you'll have developed enough static electricity to light a 60-watt light bulb for 1 minute.
70 million. Who's counting?
I don't know, but I also know our cat, if you pet him 70 million times, still not enough.
Oh.
Yeah. The more you pet him, the more he wants. The more he wants to be petted. There's no stopping with that one.
Yeah.
85. What number? 85 million tons of paper are used each year in the U.S. That's not actually. That seems fairly low from what I would think it would be more than that.
Yeah,
but that is a lot. That is way too much.
Yeah, and you should use both sides of your paper. You know, I use one side and then I turn them over and put them in the computer and use it again.
I try to use them for scratch paper. I like if you take your old paper, you cut them into 4s, and then you can staple them together, and then make yourself a little scratch pad. That's kind of nice. I don't do it as often as I should, but
yeah.
A lot of times there's stuff on the other side that you don't want other people to see either. So
well, that's true too. Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to shred it.
Yeah.
And the odds of a mother having twins, we have twins, are 90 to 1.
Aha.
So 1 in 90. That explains why there's so many twins out there.
Yeah.
That's pretty low.
Yeah.
So there are don't scroll down to the next one. That's
okay.
Spoilers. No spoilers for the trivia later. I have one that I wanted to do. It was an interesting conversation that I saw online, and I wanted to run it by you, and maybe we can get some people listening on Facebook or watching us on Facebook to answer. It was interesting smells. Something that is a weird smell that you like.
That I like?
Yeah, a weird smell that you like. You don't have to get anything embarrassing. Some of the common ones, the smell of money, which is a little gross to smell money, but it does have a unique, distinct smell, and I admit I'm not a fan of the smell of money. Gasoline is actually a really, really big one. People love the smell of gasoline. Most common thing was road trip memories. Road tripping as kids with the family. You stop at the gas station, a chance to spread your legs, get snacks, station
one
chicken.
One of our daughters was smelling gas when she was 6 and inhaled some and ended up in the hospital for a while.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You could smell the gas come out her pores.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference between that and just the general aroma of gas around you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not a good thing.
Does it smell of gas still bother her?
I don't know. She's, in her 40s now, so.
Wow. Yeah, I would imagine that would be.
Yeah.
traumatic.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, of course, some common ones were leather. That's always a common one, the smell of leather.
Oh, yeah. Well, any kind of food.
Yeah.
You know, cinnamon, lemon, any of those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into a home or into a restaurant or into anywhere, or the mall, you walk into something and you smell popcorn and you head for it.
Yeah.
You know.
Some, popcorn was a big one.
Uh-huh.
Cake, popcorn, cake, you know, all the sweets and all that.
Yeah.
Some that people really didn't like. I think probably the top of the list that I was reading was a lot of the common air freshening scents or deodorizing scents, I guess you call them.
Yeah.
A lot of the incense scents, patchouli. People of all walks of life, a lot of people really get triggered by the smell of patchouli.
Huh. Yeah, I work with someone who, if I put in one of those plug-ins in any of the rooms, she can smell it the minute she walks in the door and doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And our normal Wednesday co-host, who's not here today, Lavon, she is very sensitive to smells of all kinds. She actually has a medical sensitivity to smells.
Oh my!
And I don't know if I should be talking about it on the air, but I would imagine that would be pretty rough to live with. And I've talked to other people that have sort of similar. And I did a little bit as a kid. I remember we'd get in the hot car, and my sister would get in with. It was the 80s, you know. She had to turn sideways to get through doors with her hair.
Yeah.
You know, and she would have. Gosh, the Aquanet. Remember the Aquanet from the 80s?
Yes.
She would literally buy that by the case. So she would get in the car smelling like air freshener and use 5 to 10 times more perfume than she ever needed to wear. And, you know, you get into that hot car and it just, it's overwhelming and you can't breathe and you feel like you're choking. And
Yeah, I had to buy the pump hairspray for my girls when they were teenagers because something in the aerosol spray gave me an instant headache.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a friend at church that she would hug me every time she saw me, an older lady, and her perfume would give me just almost an instant headache.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You ever, you go in the grocery store and someone walks by you wearing too much perfume and it's just like instant nausea.
Yeah.
It's like, do not realize that you're doing that to everybody around you. Yeah. So what about you? Are there any odd scents that you dislike?
I don't like the smell of skunks.
Yeah, well, that's pretty understandable.
And that's because we have some that live around our place, and in the spring you start smelling them, and I always worry about the dogs getting into the skunks. Yeah.
I mean, the smell of them up close is one thing, but I grew up in the Tri-Cities. Well, I didn't grow up there, but I lived there as a little kid, and then we moved to Alaska for 20-some-odd years, and there's no skunks in Alaska.
Really?
Yeah, so anytime I left Alaska, or especially after we moved, the smell of skunks sort of was nostalgic to being in the Tri-Cities because they were everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, you go down the road and the highway's littered with them. And
Yeah, they live in the culverts, they live under porches, they just live everywhere.
Yeah, but they're so cute.
Oh, they are.
Have you ever seen a baby skunk up close?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, over on Lincoln Street by the little creek that runs there, one day I saw a mama and about 5 little babies crawl right behind her walking down. You know, it was so cute.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got to go to an animal rescue once, a wild animal rescue, and they had some baby skunks. The mother had passed away, unfortunately, and they rescued the little, I mean, like the size of a snack cake. You know, these little, you could fit the whole thing could fit in the palm of your hand and still have room left over. And they saw us, and they were trying to be so intimidating. They were standing on their back legs and hissing at us, and the madder they got, the cuter it was.
Oh,
and we got to feed them with a little, we got to feed them with their little, it was adorable. And their little hands held onto your finger as they're sucking out a little eyedropper. Absolutely adorable. Same thing, same place they had raccoons.
Oh.
And the raccoons have these little leathery paws, and they hold onto your finger while you're feeding them. Adorable.
Yeah.
Adorable. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. We got some news headlines here. We'll go to news and nuggets here a little bit. So these days, it's not uncommon to be asked if you'd like to round up your payment to the nearest dollar for good cause, and it's working. So with millions of dollars being raised each year through these simple and effective campaigns. You could take the Taco Bell Foundation, for example, by switching from asking for a dollar donation to rounding up payments at the register. They saw a huge increase in donations. Customers were 3 times more likely to round up their payment than donate $1 outright. That makes sense. And it's really easy just to, sure, why not? Just go up to the next dollar.
Yeah, and it's easier to subtract wherever you're keeping track of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Even
Yeah,
dollars.
Your bookkeeping that does end up being easier. So I already said that. So that led to a substantial increase raised funds for the organizations like the Boys and Girls Club.
Nice,
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Then in 2022, charities raised approximately $749 million through point-of-sale donations, which included the practice of rounding up purchases to the nearest dollar for charity.
Nice. Yeah.
I think anybody out there on Facebook asked us to ask our audience what they think about rounding up. I think it's a great idea. I did it last night. I rounded up for, I believe it was Bradley's Taekwondo over at Andy's Sandwich and Sports.
Yeah.
It was
nice.
And at 50 cents maybe. It was nice. Yeah. So go ahead, take us to the next one about teenagers here.
Many teens admit they're on their phone too much.
Mm-hmm.
A new survey of teens found that 38% said they spend too much of their time on their smartphone, compared to 51% who said they used it the right amount and 5% who said too little.
Too little.
Yeah, 74% of teens reported feeling happy when they do not have their smartphones with them. 72% said they feel peaceful, while 44% said anxious, 40% said upset, and 39% said lonely. Well, I know that I panic. Last week I was somewhere in Colville, and all of a sudden I realized I didn't have my phone. I went back everywhere I'd been until I finally found it. But because your life is on your phone nowadays.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Even, private information,
Oh, yeah.
Even on your browser, a lot of times with password managers, you've got passwords to all sorts of important stuff that people can just get.
Yeah.
You know? That's what I do with the fingerprint sign in on my phone. So you have to use your thumbprint to be able to sign onto the phone.
Oh,
but
nice.
there's ways around all that.
Yeah.
Really, there's ways around it. Even if you have your phone on you, if someone's resourceful enough, they can still get in there. But
yeah.
did you ever go to the store and you get halfway through your shopping and you're like, oh no, I don't have my phone, and then you have to go out to the car or whatever and get it? I do that all the time.
So you have what on your phone that you need it when you're shopping?
Usually my shopping list is on my phone.
Aha! Yes.
Mostly it's a shopping list, or I would shop without my phone and then get home and then have 20 things. Why didn't you get that? Why did you get that thing I texted you about?
Oh, yeah.
I knew you were at the store and I was messaging you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, but of course, then there's the times when you're frantically looking everywhere for your phone with your phone right in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty common thing. So email attachments turn 32. You probably heard that the World Wide Web turns 35 this week. It was 32 years ago this week that Nathaniel Borenstein sent his colleagues the world's first email attachment. It was a picture of his barbershop quartet called the Telephone Chords. I like that.
That's kind of cute.
Borenstein, along with another researcher named Fried, wrote the chord for attachments because one day he hoped to get pictures of his grandchildren over email. To the delight of grandparents everywhere, his technology became commonplace.
Nice.
As we all know today.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a world without email?
There are some people who don't use email.
I know.
And there are some people that don't know how to attach to an email.
There's a surprising number of people that don't know. They may know how to send an email, but they don't really know how to use email.
Oh, yeah.
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 Understandable. But it's not for everybody.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so a survey shows planning a wedding is more labor-intensive than ever, with 40% believing it's harder than 20 years ago. The average couple will dedicate more than 9 hours to whittling down the guest list. 9 hours?
Yeah.
That's funny. 6 hours will be dedicated to picking the perfect flower arrangements for the venue, and 11 hours will be shopping for bridal dresses and tuxedos. 8 hours will be spent researching and speaking to caterers who might be suitable for the big day, and 9 hours deciding where to go for the honeymoon. That's a lot of hours if you added those all up.
It is, and there's a lot of parts of the wedding planning that aren't even in there. They don't even talk about the venue. For us, that was the hardest part, was picking a venue.
Yeah. Or even, invitations, your announcements. Because there's such an array of ones to pick, and whether you're going to send some online, you're going to send them through the mail, all kinds of things. Yeah.
Well, we had at our wedding, we had our family tartan, our family cloth.
Yeah.
But when my parents showed up the week before the wedding, they showed up with the fabric in hand.
Oh, my.
Reams and reams of raw fabric. And we spent the week before our wedding making kilts and dresses and sashes and everything in our family tartan. And
wow.
Made everything the week before the wedding.
Wow.
And the women, they bought their dresses, but the men, actually my mom and my sister both actually made their dresses with the fabric as well. But for all the men in the wedding party, we had to make the kilts that week.
Wow.
Yards and yards and yards of wool. There was wool everywhere in the house. It was like it was a big fuzzball. It was interesting. And for flowers, we asked everybody to bring a flower. Just bring one flower. Everybody that came to the wedding, and then as we did our procession, they laid the flowers out to make a path beside us as we walked. It actually worked out really well.
That's cute. Yeah.
And then for the table decorations, we had the kids go and pick up the flowers and arrange them at the table.
Oh.
So it worked out pretty nicely.
Very resourceful.
Yeah, it was pretty cute.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's see. Some bad dates just keep on giving. 5 years ago, a woman in England named Kimberly Latham Hawksford went on a disastrous date with a man she met on Tinder. 3 months later, the guy sent her a very lengthy set of improvements for her to make before their next meeting, as if there was going to be one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The 24-year-old woman shared the list on Facebook. Here's some of his suggestions. The fact you take things slow makes you look like a prude. I didn't even get a kiss, which messed with my ego. Be more sensitive to others' feelings.
You don't have to kiss somebody on their first date.
No.
No.
No, you don't.
You need to learn to know them before you start getting romantically involved.
Everybody takes things at their own speed, but not getting a kiss on the first date makes you a prude?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty standard stuff, really, unless it's, an exceptional date.
Yeah.
Huh. That's crazy. You need to keep your past to a minimum. I don't care about it and what you went through.
Oh, my goodness. He doesn't care about you.
Isn't that literally the point of a date, is to get to know somebody and know about their history and their past and who they are?
Yeah, because your past makes you who you are and affects your future.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't care about it and what you went through. That's just a no right there.
That's a definite, I don't ever want to see you again.
When we had food, I know you got a salad, but having full-fat Coke is more calories that you really don't need.
Full fat?
Full fat? There's no
no fat in
Coca-Cola? No. Wow. You need to dye your hair a normal color and add extensions. Longer hair is much more attractive.
Oh, so I'm never going to do that because I don't want to attract people like you.
Right? Wow. And the last one here, you are very pale. I know you aren't a fan of the sun, but a bit of fake tan won't hurt.
What a critical man. Oh, my goodness.
Like any one of these is a no.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Combine them all together, and this is probably single for life type material here.
And good for her for sharing the list.
Yeah, and if you're out there and these are things that you would ever consider saying to a woman, don't.
Yeah, don't.
Don't.
Don't even think them.
You're not getting a second date, buddy.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, tell us about cats knocking stuff over.
Oh, cats are both feared and loved by their humans and the entire internet, mostly because of their bizarre behaviors. One of their favorite activities is knocking over every object in their field of view. A feline researcher says that while the behavior is definitely mysterious, scientists have some ideas about why cats love to shove our stuff off tables and shelves.
They really, really do.
Do they? We haven't had a cat in years. So.
Oh, we have one. One of his favorite things to do. So in one of the rooms, he has his toy bin, and there's a shelf above his toy bin, and he actually likes to knock stuff off the shelves into his toy bin. And if he misses, if it falls on the ground, he gets upset. He'll start meowing at us until we pick that item back up and put it on the shelf so that he can then knock it into his toy bin.
Oh, so do you put fun things on that shelf?
We do. We he likes things that clatter and clank, so he likes plastic toys. We have a collection of like 3D printed little items that he really likes to knock off the shelf. His favorite is, you go to a wedding or a party or something. Sometimes they have the little bottles of bubbles.
Oh, yeah.
On the table.
Yeah.
One of those are one of his favorite. I think he likes the way the liquid sloshes around when it falls. He's a goofball.
Wow.
All right, go ahead.
A cat researcher from the School of Veterinary Medicine at UC Davis explained a lot of cats, knock things over because they have learned it as a quick and easy way to get their humans' attention. But it's also possible that cats' impulse to knock things over is just part of their hardwiring as hunters. Your cat's instinct tells her that paperweight or knickknack could turn out to be a mouse. Ooh. Her poking paw would send it scurrying, giving her a good game and possibly a good lunch. Ooh.
We have plans. We have a set of stairs that go up to the living room, and we have a door that blocks off those stairs. And the cat and one of the dogs don't necessarily get along that well, so we try to keep them separated for now.
Yeah.
Until he has an escape path where if he gets chased by the dog, he can escape safely. And we have glass sculptures and glass ornaments on a shelf where he needs to be. So we're trying to figure out how to, because we know those are going down.
Yeah,
And he's not a graceful cat. I've seen cats that can get up on shelves and they can sort of weave between things and not actually touch anything. Not him.
He's a bull in a china closet.
He bowls through things. He's got this big fat head with big fat cheeks and crossed eyes, and he's about a 20-pound cat. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, nothing is safe in his path.
Yeah.
He's clumsy. He has no balance. He falls over. He's a dork.
When I was a kid, my aunt and uncle had a cat that. Outside, they had kind of a little ledge by the front door, and the cat would climb on the ledge and push on the doorbell.
Oh.
And ring the doorbell, so you knew the cat was out there. And when we were visiting, it was so fun for us kids that the doorbell would ring, and we'd run out to see if the cat was there, and sure enough.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
The doorbell.
And they're so smart, too.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's move on to our next story here. Michigan town. This Michigan town is home to the Nimrods. There's an insult I haven't actually heard in a while.
Yeah.
Kid Nimrod. I wasn't calling you that. Sorry.
Okay.
I was just saying.
That's all right.
In most places, calling someone a Nimrod might earn you a cold stare or a fat lip, but not in Watersmeet. This is a rural township of 1500 in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where Nimrods is a badge of honor. The nickname of sports teams at the local school, which serves all grades. The mascot was likely chosen for its original meaning as a skilled and mighty hunter, which resonates with the hunting culture of Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Over time, the term Nimrod has evolved into popular language, meaning someone who is less than intelligent, but this has not deterred the community from embracing the nickname. The Watersmeet High Nimrods are celebrated as the state's best mascot.
That's kind of cute.
I love that. The Nimrods.
Yeah.
I got to look into that. It used to be a skilled and mighty hunter was a Nimrod.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh.
Okay. Airbnb is cracking down on indoor security cameras in its rental properties starting April 30th, prioritizing the privacy of its guests. Previously, hosts were allowed to place cameras in common areas as long as they were disclosed before booking. Now the company is taking a stricter approach to ensure the comfort and safety of its customers. This change comes after discussions with users, privacy experts, and advocacy groups. Well,
wow.
Common areas, I can understand if you owned an Airbnb that, you had a camera in the living room or the kitchen. You'd want to see who broke the coffee maker or who,
If you saw an Airbnb ad and it said that there were cameras in the living room and kitchen, would you rent that? I wouldn't.
Probably not, but but I can understand from the owner's side. Yeah.
Oh no, that just to me that seems really, really, really creepy.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was a bigger building and like a hallway,
yeah.
Or the parking lot or the driveway or something.
Yeah.
But inside the actual house while you're sitting there watching TV or making your food, no, absolutely not. Don't do that, people. I think that'd be creepy. So, 12-year-old boy was reported missing over the weekend. He was discovered safe on Monday morning at a Target store in Columbus, Ohio. The child's parents had reported him missing on Sunday, prompting a search effort that led to his discovery at the store by staff. Authorities believe the boy spent the night at the target location in what they're calling a runaway situation. Oh, pardon me. Oh. Sorry. Thankfully, there were no reports of harm to the child.
Yeah, a 12-year-old could be very, well, I don't know if sophisticated is the word, but really advanced, or they could be very childlike still. 12 is a real...
it's a toss-up.
Age. Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, being locked in a department store or a mall or something would have been like a dream come true. Lock me in. But don't they have overnight stalkers? And
I think so, don't they?
Security cameras. And speaking of security, that's an appropriate place for security cameras.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You would think it would have set off some sort of alarm or trigger unless maybe the kid hid behind something all night and didn't move.
Or if it was a 24-hour target. I don't know if they have such things. They have 24-hour other stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. People still love Lego.
Always.
It's a brutal climate for toy makers, but Lego said it outpaced the market in 2023. While 2023 was the most negative toy market in 15 years, Lego says it saw sales increase by 4%. Lego launched its partnership with Fortnite in 2023 and other popular products, including nostalgia-fueled collabs. Is that what?
Collaborations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With Star Wars and Harry Potter.
Are you a Lego fan?
Well, not when you walk on them at home and you pick them up.
That's true. That's actually a challenge. People will actually put like a trail of Legos out and are challenged to walk on them, like walking on coals.
Oh.
Only coals, you walk on them really fast. It doesn't hurt. There's no way to not hurt from walking on Legos.
Yeah.
It's I heard there's a story. Lego years ago almost went out of business.
Really?
It was very popular, all throughout the 70s and 80s, possibly before then. But then there was a decline. They still had mostly the original colors. They only had one or two of the little minifigures. And then they started with some of these collaborations, and they started making the kits, which have all the different, the building things, and started getting more sophisticated with them. And since then it's been one of the most popular toys ever.
Well, it's kind of reaches all ages,
Mm-hmm.
because, older people and younger people can be really into Legos.
Yeah.
So it's something you can do with Grandpa and your dad,
Mm-hmm.
or your mom or your sister, It's something you can do with your whole family.
And speaking of, there is a brick building club at the library here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aren't they the third Mondays?
I believe so. It is is it the second or third Monday of every month? I got it right here. It is actually the second Monday of every month at 3:30 at the Chewelah Public Library for a Brick Builders Club.
Yes, you're right. Second Monday. I have it down.
Yep. Yeah, so it's always fun. And there's TV shows now, reality shows with Lego building contests.
Oh, yes. Some of those are just so fascinating. The huge things that they make.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they give them 10 hours or something, or 24 hours. And
sometimes not even that much. The stuff they come up with. We watch the American version, and recently we've started watching. There's a British version. I think there's one in the like a Korean version. They have versions of that show all over, and you can watch them all. I think some streaming service has them all. We're starting to we're out of them, and we're starting to watch all the other countries' Lego building shows. I'll have to say, the American version of Lego Masters, more sophisticated builds than some of the other countries.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In general.
Yeah, the one fellow that I've watched, he's kind of silly.
Yeah.
The host.
Yeah. Will Arnett, I believe, is the host.
Yes.
Yeah. Big fan. Big Lego fan here. Yeah. Anyway, okay, I totally lost track of where we were. There we go. So, Aaron Rodgers as a potential vice president. The quarterback from the my brain is drawing a blank. The Packers, the Green Bay Packers. So New York, or I guess he's calling now. He's New York Jets. He's not with the Packers anymore. That's right. New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers could be running for vice president in the upcoming election. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has reportedly approached Rodgers and former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura about joining his ticket. Rodgers has not yet confirmed or denied the offer. That I don't know.
Well, if you can have a movie star become the president, you can have a football player become the vice president.
Right?
Yes.
Right? Wow. Okay, sure, why not?
Yeah. So a 45-year-old Nebraska woman was arrested for allegedly exploiting a glitch at a gas station pump that allowed her to pump gas for free. The woman now faces felony theft charges after scamming the gas station out of nearly $28,000 worth of fuel over several months.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. You would think that they'd notice that they'd lost that kind of fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah. The incident came to light in October when the loss prevention manager at the company reported the scam at their pump and pantry location in Lincoln, Nebraska. It was discovered that by double swiping a rewards card, the gas pump would enter demonstration mode, allowing users to pump gas without charge.
Wow.
Well, yeah, it sounds like that's a problem that they have, Of course, probably somebody discovered it accidentally because they swiped their card.
But if you're doing it over and over again for $28,000 worth of gas, you know you're stealing that gas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Authorities traced the repeated use of a specific rewards card back to the suspect through video surveillance. Additionally, another woman admitted to police that she paid the suspect $500 to use the card for discounted fuel, resulting in a loss of about $700 for the gas station.
Yeah, so not only was she getting free gas, she was selling it to other people.
That's not right.
No.
No.
That goes past, oops, it didn't charge my card for this gas.
Yeah. And I've had some times where I've had the receipt, because I keep all my receipts, and they haven't showed up on my credit card statement. I had some times where I'd written checks at the big store in Colville, and they never came through. I actually even called the company and said, you never charged me for this $45 check. It never came through. It never cleared.
Yeah.
And there was nothing they could do about it. They didn't do anything, So I just got the whatever that was for, it was a problem, but yeah.
A couple years ago, I'm not going to say where or what it was, but it was a large purchase through a company, and it didn't arrive when it was supposed to. I called the company, said it didn't arrive. It even showed the tracking, said it was delivered, never delivered. So I called the company, and they sent out another one. And then the very next day, the item showed up, and they had already sent out the other one. And so I'm like, okay, well, go ahead and cancel that other one. It wasn't too late. I called them back up and said, I got it. Don't worry about sending the other one. And they refunded me, but they'd only ever charged me for the one. So they refunded me the whole amount of the money that I'd paid. And I called them back up because, I figured they would catch it. It was a large purchase.
Yeah.
And like multiple $1,000 purchase. And I called them back up and said, hey, you refunded me for this. I didn't need a refund. I just needed you to cancel the replacement.
Right.
And they were like, the guy just kept repeating, sir, your trouble ticket is closed. Have a nice day. And I was like, no, you're not understanding me. You didn't charge me for this thing. And he said, I understand what you're saying, sir. Your trouble ticket is closed. Have a nice day. And to the point where he kind of like got annoyed at me because I didn't want to like come back later and not be expecting the charge and have him find the mistake and charge it.
Yeah.
And so I clarified. So you're giving me a full refund for this product. I can keep it and not pay for this at all. Is that what you're telling me? He said, sir, your trouble ticket is closed. Have a nice day.
In other words, it's too much work to go back and pull it back up and go through this.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So, it was a good year. Yeah. So, let's see. Did you do that one or did I do that one? I think you did that one.
I think I did.
Yeah, it's walking 5,000 steps 3 times per week for 2 years could add 3 years to a person's life expectancy and decrease their healthcare costs by up to 13%. The study looked at behaviors and habits of 1 million people in the UK and South Africa from 2013 to 2023.
Well, 5,000 steps a day is not. Don't most people like have a goal of like 10,000 when they're walkers?
I don't even know.
Oh.
When I first read this, I was thinking of like stairs, like walking up steps. And I'm like, 5,000 3 times a week? That's 15,000 stairs to climb. I don't think.
Yeah.
That's like climbing to Mount Everest. But the steps. I get it now.
Yeah.
Are you a step counter,
No.
Sharon?
No.
I'm not.
I tried it and it just, no.
Well,
It's 1, 2, 3. Oh, darn, I don't know how many I've got.
well, people have the things that they wear on their
yes,
wrists.
I know that.
I know here we have, probably a couple hundred steps just between here and where I keep my drinks and food in the sink and in the fridge in there. So
Yeah.
I probably get those just walking for snacks every day. Yeah. So
Which kind of negates the good that the walking did, the snacks do.
it depends on the snacks, Sharon.
Okay.
Jeez. All right. Well, it is 8:09. Let's go ahead and do some trivia really quick. We'll see what you know here, and then we'll head on to our break and thank our sponsors and come back for the second half of the show. You ready?
Yes, I am.
All righty. So we're going to test Sharon. We only have Sharon today. For those of you who don't know, Levon's not joining us today as she is headed out of town on a trip, and she might, I don't know if she's going to be back or not. But we wish her well, and she's going to be out gallivanting and traveling and
having an adventure.
She will be.
Yeah,
She will be.
yeah.
I don't know if we've talked about it too much. She is a traveler by nature. It's in her blood.
Yeah.
And now that the weather's starting to warm up, she's getting those itchy feet and ready to get out there and see the world some more.
Good for her.
So yeah, I'm excited for her. It's where she belongs. It's where she feels at home, is on the road. So back again to doing some exploring. All right, so let's go ahead and go here. I almost lost track of where I was. Fun and games. So this is very specific.
Okay.
There are 1,160 of these in Japan. It is, I'm going to give you a hint because that's too broad.
Are they buildings?
They are housed in buildings. It is a franchise.
McDonald's.
Nope. You're close though. You're on the right track.
Any food? Is it a food place?
It is a food place.
Okay. Burger King.
It's not burgers.
Oh, it's not burgers.
It's not burgers. But it is a very popular fast food chain in America.
Chick-fil-A.
No, you're even closer though.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, 1,160 in Japan.
Wow.
They must really like their KFC.
And they must.
Right?
They must.
All right, so 44% of us have suffered this ailment. It's not really so much an ailment, more so than an injury.
Oh, because I was going to say a headache, but a headache's not an injury. 44% stubbed our toes.
Nope, a little more severe than that.
Broken an arm or a leg?
Broken a bone. I'll give you that
Broken a
for
bone.
broken bone, yeah.
Oh.
You ever have any broken bones?
Nope.
I've broken my nose. I don't know if that counts.
I don't know if it's a bone or cartilage.
I think it's cartilage. I don't think
Yeah.
it counts.
Yeah.
I've had sprains and dislocations, but never anything actually broken.
Yeah, not. I've only been in the hospital to have babies and have my tonsils out when I was 4. So.
Except for that nose in a tragic hammock accident. Yeah. Getting two, as kids, swinging each other, trying to do like a full loop around in a hammock. Yeah. Fun stuff. Okay, so the answer to each of these questions begins with a single letter.
Okay.
They're not the same letter, but each one of these things begins with a letter.
Okay.
Form of baseball for little kids.
T-ball.
T-ball, there you go. A retail chain known for their blue light specials.
Kmart.
There you go. A breakfast cereal with a big red letter on the box.
I don't know. I don't eat breakfast cereal.
It's one big letter.
K. Special K.
There you go. You got it. And the last one here is a major phone company.
T-Mobile.
There you go. T-Mobile. I don't have any sound effects to give you applause, or I would. I'll do it like that. There you go. Good job.
Yep.
You got all of those. That's outstanding. Yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a little break here. When we come back, we're going to have some local birthdays, some celebrity birthdays, some
what's happening?
Yeah, some local events happening.
Yes.
So we'll be right back. Thank you for listening so much to KCHW 102.7. We'll be back in just a few.
Yep. Let us know that you're listening.
Yeah. Comment on Facebook.
Yep.
From Feature Story News in Brussels, I'm Sharon. Gunmen have again kidnapped about 60 people in Kaduna State, northwest Nigeria. This incident comes barely a week after over 200 children were abducted from their schools in the state. Tasim Akende reports.
Locals say the incident occurred while the villagers were sleeping in the early hours of Tuesday. An opinion leader in the community, Abubakar Buda, says the gunmen came in large numbers, shooting sporadically, and thereafter proceeded to kidnap residents from their homes. Buda adds that the situation would have been worse, but for the intervention of military personnel who arrived and engaged the armed men. Some members of the community have sustained varying degrees of injury while trying to escape from being kidnapped. Kaduna is among states in Nigeria who have been battling attacks by gunmen for years, leading to loss of lives and kidnapping of thousands for ransom. The Inspector General of Police has visited the state and promised to adopt more strategies to rescue the kidnapped victims.
A Russian missile hit 2 apartment buildings in a central Ukrainian city on Tuesday. Rescue operations were carried out late into the night in search for survivors. 3 people were killed and at least 38 were injured from the attack. Megumi Lim reports from Kyiv.
Among the 38 injured, 28 were adults and 10 were children, according to the governor of the Dnipropetrovsk region. The head of Kryvyi Rih's military administration said at least 3 missile attacks were recorded in the city. Emergency services carried out rescue operations throughout the day and late into the night after the overnight attack on Tuesday, which trapped people under rubble and caused a massive fire in one of the apartment buildings. Kryvyi Rih, which is Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's hometown, has been a frequent target of Russian attacks. Megumi Lim in Kyiv.
An IMF delegation will review a $3 billion bailout arrangement with Pakistan's new government this week. Islamabad says it wants to negotiate a, quote, extensive and extended economic bailout package with the IMF to ensure macroeconomic stability. Hira Mustafa has more.
Negotiations are expected to begin on March 14th and go until March 18th. Ahead of that, Pakistan's new finance minister chaired a series of meetings to fine-tune preparations for the discussions with the IMF team. Pakistan says it remains optimistic about the second review because it complied with and met conditions that were imposed by the international lender last year, including hikes in energy and fuel prices, jacking up the key policy rate to 22%, a market-based currency exchange rate, and arranging for external financing. Experts say Pakistan needs to secure a new IMF agreement soon to turn its economy around. The current $3 billion standby arrangement expires in April. Hira Mustafa, Islamabad.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. 4 astronauts who have spent the past 6 months aboard the International Space Station are now back on Earth and getting used to gravity all over again. The American, Dane, Japanese and Russian crew members splashed down in the Gulf of Mexico near the Florida Panhandle on Tuesday. What have they been up to for the last half a year? Space expert Dr. David Whitehouse.
2 things to maintaining the space station, because there's a lot of work on it to keep it functioning. But most of their work is into the adaptation of the human body into zero gravity. Not only is that important if you're an astronaut in space and you want to work and live efficiently and you don't want to get ill and you want to stay in good condition, but when you switch off gravity, and you notice the way the body reacts and behaves, your nervous system, your vestibular system, your endocrine system, all the things that work down on the ground, they work slightly differently. And the way they adapt has clues, particularly to certain problems we have on the ground when these systems don't work properly. There are clues and ideas you get from observing people adapting to zero gravity, as well as specific experiments they do. The adaptation is very medically interesting, and they've been doing a lot of that.
And that work continues aboard the space station. A new crew was ferried there in a SpaceX capsule last week. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
FSN is an independent source of news for TV, radio and digital networks worldwide. You can find more of our minute-by-minute updates on Twitter. Follow us there at Feature Story. And we have a wealth of audio and video stories from our global news bureaus on Facebook. You can find us there by following Feature Story News. Stay tuned for further updates right here. But for now, that is the latest Feature Story News. Ishan Garg reporting.
It's 8:19.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at CheWelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at CheWelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We're back with Sharon and Chuck. We had a good break there. We were talking about some stuff. We're back with, we're going to do some local birthdays, and thank you to all of our sponsors and all that for during the break. And
what's going on around Chewelah?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's things are picking back up again for the season.
They are.
We say there's a little bit of a slow season, but I don't really remember when things. I remember seeing not as much stuff on the calendar, but things behind the scenes haven't really slowed down too much.
Yeah.
Because all the planning for the stuff that is coming up has been happening. That just means there's more time to get more stuff done, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have Sharon. Tell us about local birthdays on the Chewelah Valley Lions Club calendar.
Oh yes, we have. Oh, we don't have any.
Nobody today on the Lions Club calendar.
So if you have a birthday today and you're not on the Lions calendar, you need to contact a Lions member so you can be on next year's Lions calendar.
That's right. Right. It's very inexpensive. I believe it's about $10 for the year, and it goes to a good cause.
Yep. And you can have all your family. Mm-hmm. You know, I buy 3 calendars because I have all my family and all my kids and all my grandkids on that.
We've got a couple of them in here, and I think I still have one in my car that's still in the paper, and I have one at home. So we get quite a few of them. And it goes to a good cause. You know, Lions Club, they do a lot towards people with vision impairments.
Yeah.
That's one of their big focuses is making sure people get glasses that need them.
Yep.
Especially kids.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Good organization. Good organization. So we're going to go ahead and go into some celebrity birthdays here. I'm going to go ahead and take these if that's all right, Sharon.
Oh, yeah. Well,
okay.
Let's see. Go ahead.
So we have William H. Macy from Shameless and Jurassic Park 3. He's going to be 74 years old. Dana Delaney, Hand of God, Body of Proof. She is 68 years young. Dana Delaney, that was one of those, I had a big crush on her when I was a kid. And when I first met my wife, we were working at the same university together. She worked in the IT department. I worked in the maintenance department. And I saw her, and I'm like, oh, my goodness, she looks just like Dana Delaney.
Oh.
She had red hair, looked just like her. Adam Clayton of U2 is 64 years old. Common from The Hate U Give and Suicide Squad is 52. I'm going to get this one wrong.
I'm glad you're doing it.
Lwif Alan Baker, Lwifh, Alan Baker, from Will and Grace and Good Luck Charlie is 52. Emil Hirsch from Into the Wild, 39. George McKay, it says 1970. He was in 1917. I'm like, how is he 32 years old if he was born in 1917? That was a movie he was in. Skier Michaela Schifrin is 29, and rapper Jack Harlow is 26.
Nice of them to tell us what they do.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell us about some things that happened on this date in history, Sharon.
Well, a long, long time ago in 1639, Harvard College was named for clergyman John Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
Harvard College has been around that long.
Since 1639.
Wow. And then we don't have any major happenings until 1961 when Mattel introduced the Ken doll.
Yeah, because nothing happened during those 300 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 1987, Bryan Adams' Heat of the Night became the first commercially released cassette single in the United States. And,
really?
And 1987 doesn't seem that long ago to me, and
Well,
yet it was a long time ago.
I have a childhood memory full of listening to singles over and over again and knowing my sister.
Oh.
And surely some of that was before 1987. Maybe not. Apparently not.
Maybe not. 1990, a blind man robbed a bank in, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Vallejo?
Vallejo?
I don't know.
California, and then asked the teller to guide him out of the building. She refused, and he was still trying to find his way out when the police arrived.
Probably should have thought that one through a little better.
Yeah, that's kind of foolish.
Wow.
In 1996, the Nigerian news agency reported that a woman waiting in line for 3 hours for gasoline gave birth to a baby girl. Others in line at the service station nicknamed the baby Fuel Crisis.
FC, what up?
In 2002, on Fox's Celebrity Boxing, Tanya Harding beat Paula Jones. Danny Bonaducci whipped Barry Williams, and Todd Bridges defeated Vanilla Ice. Oh, celebrity boxing.
Okay.
As if we all cared.
There is one coming up that might actually be interesting. Mike Tyson is coming out of retirement to fight Jake Paul.
Oh.
And I'm not a huge boxing fan, but obviously everybody knows who Mike Tyson is.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time. My dad watched a lot of boxing with my dad as a kid. Mike Tyson's prime.
Yeah.
And this could be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Jake Paul is kind of one of those. I guess arrogant is a good word to describe him. A younger gentleman. He's gotten himself into trouble on social media a few times for being a not so great human being.
Uh-huh.
And be interesting to see an old man whoop up on the cocky kid.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for anyway.
Yeah. Let's see. In 2012, Encyclopedia Britannica announced that it would no longer publish printed versions of its encyclopedia. Yeah. 2019, the United States grounded all Boeing 737 MAX aircraft after bans by other countries following the plane type's second crash in Ethiopia.
Wow. You can skip the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ruth, in 2023, which was just last year, Ruth E. Carter became the first black woman to win 2 Oscars. Carter, who in 2019 became the first black person to win the Oscar for costume design for her work on Marvel's Black Panther, was recognized for the film's sequel, Wakanda Forever.
That's cool. And I know we've talked about the Black Panther movies a little bit on the show here with Scott. Huge fan. He's a huge fan of those movies, and they're actually really well done. There's all the Marvel sort of cinematic, the cinematic universe.
Uh-huh.
A lot of them. Some people say they're a little overdone and they've gone a little too far, just trying to milk more money out of the series. But then along comes Black Panther, and it's kind of a standalone thing on itself. That's just kind of a little step above some of the rest of them.
Oh, good.
Really, really good films. Really good films. So for special events and national holidays, today is Donald Duck Day.
Well, good for him.
Do you have a good Donald Duck impersonation? Can you do it, Sharon?
No, not at all.
I can only make noises. I don't know how they actually use make audible words doing that. It's Earmuff Day, Ken Day, in honor of Ken, because he's the most important thing to happen in the United States since Harvard.
Yeah.
It's Chicken Noodle Soup Day, Ginger Ale Day, No Smoking Day.
Good.
Riesling Day. That is good. Put them down. Jewel Day. I wonder if they're talking about the gems or the singer.
I don't know.
I don't know. We can look it up.
Yeah.
It's Registered Dietitian and Nutritionist Day. Canine Veterans Day. That's always a good one. You see the dogs in the military and the police service, and man, they do good work.
Yeah.
And it's good to recognize them. It's Good Samaritan Day and Open an Umbrella Indoors Day.
Ooh, that's supposed to bring you bad luck, isn't it?
I'm not even really that superstitious of a person, but I still don't open umbrellas indoors.
Yeah.
So I'll leave that one to people a little riskier than myself.
Oh.
That's a thrill I'm not trying to seek. I have enough bad luck on my own. All right, tell us about the number for the day.
160. It's universal basic income. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, it's where you get a supplement to provide basic living expenses for everybody.
Aha.
Yeah.
And they're tests which have been conducted in various parts of the world, with about 2/3 of these tests occurring in the United States.
They're going to tell us that, but not the results of the tests?
I don't get it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to... Okay, people, don't tell us about this stuff without giving us any information behind it.
Oh, my goodness sakes.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into some local events, Sharon. We got lots of stuff happening.
We
starting
have
right
a lot
now.
of stuff. Today is Wednesday,
Mhm.
March 13th, and of course we have the pickleball from 9 to 11:30. That's the soft pickleball at the old middle school. We have Center for the Arts Sit and Knit from 2 to 4 this afternoon, and Fired Up Pizza Bingo at 6 this evening. Fired Up Pizza Bingo. It's not pizza bingo. I need to put a comma there.
Pizza bingo would be kind of fun, though.
Yeah.
I bet you could work that out.
Yeah. Tomorrow, Thursday, March 14th, is line dancing at the Chewelah Senior Center from 2:30 to 4:30.
Really quick. I'm going to stop here because another thing happening tonight, and
Okay.
this is actually kind of a cool thing. This is at the Spokane Community College Colville Center,
Okay.
the University Extension in Colville. It's a Running Start information night, and this is for this is for high school students that have questions about college or the Running Start program.
That's a good program.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's an informational event.
Yeah.
Where you can gain understanding of the onboarding process. You can learn about the SCC's academic programs and available resources. You can meet some of their staff. You can learn how to earn some college credit while attending high school. For more information, you can go to scc.spokane.edu, or you can email northerncounties@scc.spokane.edu. If you go on the Chewelah Chamber of Commerce website, there's a QR code, or you can call 509-279-6709 for more information.
Well, and I just found out that for those who don't want to go to Colville, there's a lot of online classes. Those who don't really do well with online classes, there's also called College in the Classroom classes at the high school here. So you can get college credit and stay here and not have to travel or not have to do online. Because some kids just don't do well with the online, although that is where
some
lot
kids
of classes,
thrive on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I know. Me personally, my stepdaughter went. It wasn't this particular program, but she was in a similar program in Alaska where she actually went to the university. She finished her senior year at a university, living in the dorms. So she did her freshman year of college and her senior year of high school at the same time.
Wow.
At the university.
Yeah.
And then she transferred from there straight to go and she went to a college in London after that.
Yeah.
And then went and graduated. She ended up graduating from University of Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and some, you don't have to know what you want to do. So this isn't for everybody. Maybe you need another year or two in high school and some basics in college to figure out what you really want to do. Or maybe you need to go to a trade school.
Yeah.
Which I've got a couple things we're going to talk about
Cool.
that too.
Yeah.
All right. So tomorrow, the line dancing at the Senior Center. And it starts Jenkins Cougars Track Jamboree at Lakeside.
Oh.
Now, there's lots of sports happening this next week, but be sure and double check the Chewelah School District site, and because things can be canceled. Spring sports are canceled often, and it's not just the weather. It could be like baseball or track. It could be the field is not dried out, or it's not prepared right, and so they have to cancel and reschedule. They normally reschedule, not totally cancel.
Well, and I know there was supposed to be a baseball game tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Is there a baseball game tonight?
I'm
Let's
not
see.
sure.
I'm looking through the calendar here myself. I know.
Softball, track, tennis.
No, I'm not seeing it on. I'm not seeing it on there.
I have the 19th as the first baseball game away at Othello.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just maybe it was practice tonight. I know. I have a meeting with somebody from the school, and it really depended on the weather for baseball.
Oh.
If they were going to be able to make that meeting or not.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
kind of keep an eye on that.
Okay, and then Friday, March 15th, is adult pickleball at the middle school. And if any of you pickleball people are listening, we sure want to know when you start pickleball up at the golf course.
Yeah.
You know, because we'll start announcing that and let people know when you're there.
It's going to be really soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Friday morning is the Chewelah Chamber of Commerce out at the casino. That's at 7 o'clock in the morning. And VFW is having their shepherd's pie dinner at the American Legion on Friday night.
You know, I don't know what it is lately, maybe from talking about this, but I've been kind of dreaming of shepherd's pie and craving it. Man, I want a shepherd's pie. So maybe Friday's my night.
Yeah, American Legion puts on good dinners, and they often have them Friday night, but we don't always know what they are. I believe this one is for their scholarship program. So, and then the Boy Scouts have dinners. They had one not too long ago, and so a lot of people have dinners at the VFW or at the American Legion.
Very cool. But family's going to be out of town. Maybe I'll be here alone, getting wild. Maybe I'll head over to the VFW for some shepherd's pie.
Yeah. Saturday, besides warm weather, Fired Up Pizza's karaoke that evening. Sporty's 20-year celebration.
20 years. I'm looking at the poster right now. I want to take a minute here because Sporty's is one of our sponsors here at the radio station. They've been a sponsor for many years. One of our oldest, I think at this point it is our oldest restaurant in Chewelah.
I believe so.
Isn't it? Yeah, 20 years. Congratulations, Sporty's. That's let's give them a round of applause. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they open at 11:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. The music's going to start at 5. They're going to have they're going to have some specials and logo glasses and everything.
Nice.
And it's going to be their 20 years of Sporty's Bar and Grill.
That's exciting.
And the music is going to be the usual suspects playing live in the bar.
Yep.
That's cool. Congratulations, guys.
Saturday also is a Cougar Tennis Jamboree at Medical Lake.
Oh, okay.
So that's then Sunday, Fired Up Pizza has all ages blues jam at 4.
And that's hosted by the McQueen family.
Yeah.
Our very own Dirt Road Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's also, let me get it, the Shamrock Shindig Art Exhibit, and I believe that's at Newport. And the reason that we're announcing it is because they are a creative district, and they have just, and of course it's buried in my whole list.
Well, while you're looking for that, it's actually kind of cool. So Newport and Ione, Newport was just named a creative district recently in the last year. Ione is about to be approved for their creative districts.
Nice.
And we are actually forming a partnership between Chewelah, Newport, and Ione to sort of become this artistic sort of corridor of Northeast Washington.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a sisterhood or brotherhood or something.
Yeah, and there's some great folks over there. And some of the people running the stuff, especially in Newport. I mean, Ione. I haven't met some of the folks in Ione, but I know some of the people in Newport, and really great people over there.
Yeah.
And they're really trying hard to get some cool stuff going on over there.
So this art exhibit is at the Double Barrel Craft Kitchen and Tap House in Newport from 3 to 5 Sunday afternoon, which would be a fun Sunday drive to go over to Newport. It says they're going to have Celtic music, family friendly, and an Irish menu.
Yeah, I believe that is on the when you take the highway over. There's a corner right before you take that left there. Before you go around, there's a Safeway where you cross the border to Idaho, and it's sort of right there on that corner.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Very cool. We might have to check that out. That might be fun. And that's Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Very cool.
And Monday we have adult pickleball and sit and knit at the Center for the Arts. Then next Tuesday, March 19th, The Chewelah Arts Guild has their monthly meeting, and they invite anybody who's interested in the arts in Chewelah or arts anywhere to come to their meetings. They are held at the Center for the Arts. I believe they're at 5:30. Oh, yeah, well, I don't have my things in order.
And that's Tuesday of next week on the 19th?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And you get story time at the library at 10:30?
Oh, so
yeah.
You can have a day of it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Also, that day, Tuesday, Jenkins Cougar softball at Othello and Jenkins Cougar baseball at Othello.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give too much away. It's kind of a teaser at this point. We're in discussions. Do you remember back in the day, Brian Tidwell would come on and read children's stories on Saturday mornings?
Yeah.
We are working with a local children's book author.
Oh, nice.
To potentially start doing that again. And I'd like to go over and talk to the library and see if we can get them back involved again and do some coordination and get some local authors on the radio reading their stories. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Next Wednesday, March 20th, pickleball, bingo at Fired Up Pizza, and Pechacucha. And that will be at the brewery at, I believe it's at 7.
Yeah, it says here on the calendar noon, but I don't think that's the right time. Actually, it says 12 a.m. I definitely know 12 a.m. is not the right time.
Yeah. Well, I'm Gail Sharapi and I do costumes for Stage Time, and we're one of the presenters. They will have, they have 6 or 7 presenters. Yeah.
Very cool. I know my wife is presenting too. She's doing a thing. Yeah, I know they've got a great lineup of people.
Yeah, a
doing
real
it.
diverse lineup. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I think those are really fun. I keep missing them, and this one I'm not going to miss.
You better not
right?
if you want to have a happy home. And it's Cougar baseball at Freeman on next Wednesday.
Very cool.
And the next Friday is...
really quick though, on Thursday, what is that, March 20th?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a Sensory and Stories with Seuss. That's going to be at the Chewelah Public Library. That happens at 3:30 p.m. It'll be... The Cat in the Hat is visiting the libraries of Stephen County branches in March to celebrate Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month with the Arc of Spokane. And Parent to Parent, they're going to have stories and sensory activities in a flexible and comfortable setting. All ages are welcome.
Nice.
It's very cool.
Yep. Friday, I have March 21st, but I think it's the 22nd. I think I'm looking at I think I wrote that down wrong.
Yeah, Friday's the 22nd.
It's opening night for Stage Time's The Wizard of Oz.
Cool.
It's going to be a good show, yes. And Melissa Curie is doing the sets, her and her husband, and she's got a lot of help. They've got a yellow brick road. They've got a big house that's going to fly. Not really fly, but it moves and drops on a witch. They got monkeys that are going to fly in. They've been practicing with their harnesses and everything to be able to fly in. It's not a very long bit in the show, but they've got witches, they've got all kinds of things, everything that Wizard of Oz has, and they're put on by all these youth, and it's really going to be great.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. But also, if you're not going to go to the Wizard of Oz, you might go to Inchelium for Cougar softball.
Okay.
We're playing Inchelium. And then coming up, I just want to highlight a few things. Saturday, March 23rd is the Home and Garden Show. And I think they still might have a spot or two. You contact the Chamber of Commerce if you want a spot.
Yeah.
That's a good place to go to find out what's businesses and things that are in Chewelah.
I know if they do have spots left, it's not very many because I talked to them last week and they were really running low. I think when I talked to them, they still had, I think, quite a few left outdoors.
Oh, okay.
But those indoor spots were running low.
Yeah. And if your weather report is any indication, it's going to be a good weekend to have an outdoor spot.
It will be.
Yeah.
And we are going to be there broadcasting live. KCHW is going to be there broadcasting live throughout the Home and Garden Show. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be a great time.
Yeah. April 4th, which is a ways away, but there's a Recycled Art Fest. And if you have the Creative District on your Facebook feed, you've been seeing some of the recycled artists. They've been putting them on and having little tidbits about them. It's been very interesting.
Yeah, and that's a collaboration with the Chewelah Arts Guild and the Creative District working together on that one. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show.
Yep. Okay. The Arts Guild is having a scholarship, and their scholarship is the deadline is April 19th for anyone who is going into the arts. They have $1,000 possible scholarship if you're applying to go to college in an arts or art-related degree. And so that, sometimes scholarships don't get taken because people don't apply.
Mm-hmm.
They think somebody else is going to get it or too many people apply. So if you are going into an arts or an art-related subject and you're a senior in high school, apply for the Arts Guild. It's at
that's more common than you might think. I've heard a lot of stories about money available that just nobody has even asked for.
Yeah.
And if a lot of times if that money doesn't get used, they don't get it again.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a nonprofit organization or something. If you get money granted to you and it doesn't get used, they're not going to give it to you again.
Yeah. So you go to CheweeLaArtsGuild.org to find out more, or the Chewelah Public Library has an application.
Very cool.
So you can get it. Then also, let's see, Earth Day at Newport with their creative district is April 20th. But the deadline for applying for artists is March 31st. So that's coming up real quick.
It is.
And all mediums are welcome. Fine art, wood, metal, glass, fabric, jewelry, basketry, and more. And musicians and performers they're looking for, too. And that's at Newport Creative District at gmail.com for more information.
Very cool. Speaking of looking for performers, Chewelah's Got Talent is coming up. We're going to get those posters up very, very soon. We've had the information on the KCHW website for a while now. You can go to ChewelahsGotTalent.com and get on the mailing list, and we'll get you those forms and sign-ups when we're working on them. I'm getting them in the next couple of days here, and we'll get those out to everybody who has signed up. If you haven't signed up yet and you have an act you want to do or perform, we're working on cash prizes. We're going to get some good cash prizes this year. The preliminary rounds are going to be April 20th and April 27th, and then the final performance is going to be May 4th at the Chewelah Center for the Arts.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night.
It is going to be a great night. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll get lots of people signed up. First time since 2019.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then the other scholarship that I have is Chokes and Spokes Antique Car Club is giving a scholarship for people in the Chewelah, Colville, Hunters, Kettle Falls, and Newport area, or Northport area, who plan on an automotive course, to pursue an automotive course. So, and the minimum amount is $500, and it will depend on how many people apply for this. They need your where you plan to study, high school transcript, recommendation from a high school teacher, and recommendation from a non-relative. Anyway, that's kind of neat that the Chokes and Spokes is giving a scholarship for people who want to be in the automotive.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I love my mechanic.
Right?
Yeah. Especially if I'm having problems. I told a story, I don't think I told it last week, but we were on our way to Idaho, my son and I, and outside of Missoula, had some car problems that overheated, pulled into a rest area, called my mechanic in Chewelah, and he said he kind of troubleshooted us through and told us what to do. Then he told us where to go in Missoula, and we went to this mechanic. He dropped everything. We had to get a new radiator.
Yeah.
But he dropped everything, put us in, and a couple hours later we were on the road again.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And so those mechanics, we need them. We all need them. Yeah.
And be nice to your mechanic.
Be nice to your mechanic. That's right.
a hard job.
Yes.
It really is. And those guys know what they're doing. So.
Yes. And then you already mentioned Chewelah's Got Talent.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming up this summer, it's kind of fun. Stage Time is having a special, let's see, what do they call it? A conservatory, teen conservatory for 6th through 12th graders. The auditions are May 19th, and we'll be telling you this again. And then they are at the end of July for a couple of weeks, and in August, they are going to be rehearsing, and they're going to put on Little Women, a one-act play. And it's just for teens, who are part of Stage Time. And to become part of Stage Time, you just have to take, if you haven't ever done it before, you have to take their summer camp.
Yeah.
This coming summer in July. So it's kind of exciting that we don't have a drama program in the high school anymore since Janet retired, and it kind of went by the wayside. But so they're having a special thing this summer for teenagers, which is exciting because they like to be in Stage Time, but there's all those little kids too.
Right.
So this is a little bit more challenging.
Did you say you have to do the boot camp to be part of Stage Time for the rest of the year, or?
Yeah, it starts the week of their summer camp, so you have to be part of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So that's kind of fun. And of course, coming up the end of May is the quilt show, and the reason we're telling you that right now is because if you have a quilt that you've almost finished or you've got it ready, you're going to want to apply to the quilt show. And somewhere I have that information.
And you know, I love the quilt show. It is amazing. The art that people create with quilting is just incredible.
Exactly. And that's another one of the Chewelah Arts Guild's things and this is the 22nd annual quilt show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of it looks like paintings.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Or sculpture work.
Yeah,
It's incredible what people are doing with quilting.
Yeah, I make quilts, but I do crazy quilts, and I've done some planned ones, and they weren't fun to me, but I know that I have friends who just thrive on making this little intricate stuff, you know, and they're so interesting at the quilt show. Yeah.
My mom last year I believe it was for my birthday, made a quilt for my wife and I to put on our bed.
Oh.
We have a king-size bed, and this quilt, we can pull it up to our chin, and on the foot of the bed, it touches the floor, and it touches the floor on both sides of the bed.
Oh, nice.
It is massive. The thing weighs probably 30 pounds. It is incredible. I love it so much.
Yeah. So you can contact the Arts Guild or look at their flyer because they have one of those little scan boxes to get your entry forms and more information. So... Yep. And that's what I have for Chewelah and Chewelah area.
Very cool. There's a lot of stuff going on right now.
There is a lot.
We're headed into the busy time of the year.
Yep. Arts, sports. Well, and I saw when I went by Taekwondo, they had some kids that are going to nationals.
They do. And you know, that's the thing we can probably mention too. They're trying to raise money. They have all kinds of fundraisers and stuff going on. You might want to go. You can go by and check out at Bradley's Taekwondo and see how you can help.
Yeah.
And they're always looking to get those kids off to nationals.
Yeah. We have so much for kids to do and families to do in Chewelah and the surrounding area.
We do. So we only have a few minutes left in the show. If we're all wrapped up there, do you want to go ahead and let's go ahead and head into some news attack. This is where the first part of the story is a true news story. The second part is a really, really bad joke.
Oh yeah,
written by Sharon herself.
Jokes are really bad.
We claim no credit for the writing of these jokes.
We've heard this morning that Airbnb will no longer allow indoor security cameras inside its rental properties. So hosts will have to find a new way to make guests feel awkward and creeped out. Well, that's kind of what you said, wouldn't
right?
it? Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. But at least I'd no longer have to dress up to be in the living room. So that's a relief.
Yes.
Yeah.
And researchers say that blue whales need to eat the equivalent of 80,000 Big Macs every day. That's why we rarely see them on the surface. They're always down in the drive-thru.
And we learned today that New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers could be running for the vice president in the upcoming election. So there's a chance the Oval Office could be replaced with a locker room.
Ooh. China says it's building a fourth aircraft carrier. Meanwhile, Iceland is upgrading its navy to a fourth rowboat. Oh, that's kind of mean.
Oh, so yeah. Whoa, though. China. Aren't the oceans crowded enough? Yeah, I don't really get that joke. That one's not really that funny.
Yeah.
We didn't write this stuff, people.
We just read it. And sometimes we haven't read it before we read it.
I know, right?
Yeah. Research shows that we feel as if our thirst has been quenched faster when we drink carbonated drinks. It must be true. I can never get through more than 3 bottles of champagne. I don't drink champagne. That's another one I didn't read ahead.
I'm not a soda drinker. I mean, I have throughout my life. I guess there's times, when you go out to a fast food place to get a burger and a Coke or whatever, and it does quench your thirst. But to me, it makes me thirstier. Your mouth gets all sticky, and I don't know. Not a fan. It's too much. A report says Americans spend over a year of their lives surfing for something to watch on their TVs. That may sound depressing to you, but I'm happy. I finally have an answer for my doctor the next time he tells me I need a hobby. Oh, man.
Yeah. A TV surfer.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap things up a little early today. We got about 5 minutes still. Do you have anything else you want to do before we get off here?
No. We did a lot. We covered a lot. We do miss Levon, though, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. I miss Levon. I hope she has a great trip. And
yeah.
I'll miss her. I'm going to go home after this and say goodbye. And hopefully she'll be back for another show to her before she takes off on the road. And
that would be good. Would be good.
Maybe when she gets where she's going, we can get her on Zoom and she can join us for another show or two.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for tuning in and watching us on Facebook and YouTube. We are KCHW 102.7. Don't forget Chewila's Got Talent at chewilasgottalent.com or kchw.org. If you know somebody who is talented, go ahead and tell them to get their name on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming up really soon. The deadline for entry is April 15th, 5 days before the first round of preliminary competition.
Yep, and we're looking at lots of other deadlines. We have scholarship deadlines for those high school seniors or people that are going back to college. We have deadlines for the quilts. We just have deadlines. So if you spent all winter at home, it's time to get out and do some things.
Yeah, the weather's looking good for it. So a lot of chances to get out there and maybe get the yard spruced up for the year or just sit out on the porch and soak up some sun.
Yeah, that's right.
I know it's been a long time. It's been a really mild winter, but sometimes that makes it worse. It's just kind of gray. Been kind of gray and dreary. So
yes, that's right. Yeah.
So get out there, enjoy it. Once again, thank you so much for listening to KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Public Radio.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah, Colville, Kettle Falls.
It's 8:58.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChuilaFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChuilaFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.